You have this gorgeous southern rock country twang to your voice. How do you tend to describe the
Yeah.
music that you make?
Oh man, I think it's like, if you know me, it's definitely me. But if you don't know me, it's just that, just more raw, just more real style of music. So
Who are some of the artists that influenced you when you were growing up?
I definitely had to be like, you know, all the old country guys, like, Waylon Jones, Vern God, all them guys. And then on like the rock side of it, is a lot of Leonard Skinner, Hendrix, Stevie Ray Vaughan, stuff like that. So,
Well, you have 20 bucks, the single out now. Where did this get inspiration for?
oh, I mean, I kind of wrote it about some high school, some high school times I had. Um, yeah, and really, I mean, it's a true story. Everybody, I feel like everybody has been there in life where you really ain't got much, but you got enough to make it work, and yeah, that's kind of what I wrote it off of. That was the inspiration because I know, back home, a lot of people was not just, kind of loaded down with cash flow, and it's kind of one of the things like, if you got, $30, you're gonna put, you know, $5 in gas in your car and then take the other
Right.
25, and go buy you a pack of cigarettes or something like that.
Well, you worked with Kevin Monahan and Will Padditt for this. Talk about crafting that with them and the process that you guys went through to figure out the lyrics. Did you need the music before you could figure out the words? How did your process with those two go?
Oh yeah, they're great guys. We work together a lot, but I'm definitely the writer. I don't play a track whenever I write. I kind of build the music first, and and like I'll start playing guitar and stuff like that, and then the kind of lyrics just kind of fall out. And that's how I write all my tunes. So it's just something for me. That's just what I'm comfortable with doing, and it just it's always easiest for me to do it like that.
James LeBlanc and Philip White handled the production, but how much of a say do you have on that side of the music?
Um, Probably more than them, to be honest with you. 'Cause for me, when I put records out, I want them to sound like me, and I want them to sound how
Sure.
I want them to sound. And it's always I love James and Philip, and because they know that, and there might be something that James and Philip are really hell bent on doing, and I don't like it. I want it to be something else, and they're at the end of the day they're okay with it being something else. And but yeah, I love James and I love Philip, and their creativity they have is out of this world, and yeah, they just they kind of we just kind of do what's me.
I love the distorted guitar sound on 20 bucks. What kind of response have you been receiving from fans to the track?
Um, Honestly, they really really like it. They they love it, man. My first song was a song called Bad Day, and I've always kind of been that just kind of more raw, kind of more up in front kind of person. And yeah, I mean they like it a lot.
You've got Sober, you've got Till the Day One Does, you've got White Trash, and then now you have 20 bucks. Is this a prelude to a full album or even an EP?
Yeah, we've actually been working on an album for majority of this year. We're a little over halfway done with it now. And yeah, so it'll be my first debut full album. And it's gonna be awesome, man. It's gonna be awesome, and I'm pumped for everybody to hear it.
We loved you on American Idol. What's some advice you received while you were on the show that you've taken to heart?
Really, man, not really a whole lot of advice. You kind of go through and you learn lessons, about life itself, and that's really what for me. That's what you take with you as far. It's not really much of the advice. It's really the lessons you learn out there, just about being a person and a human being, and you know being somebody now that kind of is in the spotlight. So.
And you were a top five finalist. That's incredible. Have you kept in touch with any of your former auditioners and
Oh
castmates?
yeah. Oh yeah, man. I try to stay in touch with everybody as much as I can, you know. But you know, they're busy, I'm busy, they're doing their thing and stuff like that. So
Well, you're headed out on tour. Where are some of your favorite places to perform?
anywhere. Anywhere. It doesn't matter to me. We'll play anywhere. But if I had to pick one, probably down south, you know, near home and you know, in that number and whatnot. And you know, really I like the southern region a lot. So
You've opened for the likes of Drake White, Kid G, Chase Matthew. What can fans expect from a live Colin Stough performance?
you know, we get a little wild, man. You know, I think we played a show in Mississippi one time, and I think 7 people got arrested
Woo!
afterwards. So you know, we like to have fun and stuff like that. But more importantly, we like to send a message and we like to relay a message. You know, some shows are more wild than the other ones, and you know some aren't, but they all have the same message, and that's really what I want to do. So
Are there some artists you would love to collaborate with on music in the future? I could see a great track with you and Lainey Wilson, Blake
yeah,
Shelton, obviously.
yeah, yeah, man, I would love to work with any of them. You know, um, but really for me, probably, gosh, man. It'd probably have to be like a Chris Stapleton or like a Treaty Oak Revival or something like that. Um, in that lane, I'd love to do some collaborations, man. I haven't really got together with anybody and done any, but I'd like to do some.
What would you like to say then to everyone who are fans and supporters of the beautiful music you keep putting out?
I just, you know, I really just want to tell them thank you, you know, and you know, thank you for listening to my music and you know, kind of, you know, not kind of, but giving me a job and something to do every day. And we got a lot more coming, so.
You're so good at it. I can't wait for more music to come.
I appreciate it. Thank you.